The missing piece of your entire healing journey has been hiding in plain sight. Once it clicks, everything else changes. We live in an era of infinite quick fixes, from miracle diets to 8-second reels promising instant alignment. Meanwhile, our ancestors left us an overlooked blueprint for real transformation. Insights that reveal themselves exactly when we're truly ready to receive them. In the next few minutes, we'll connect these ancient teachings with modern psychology to spotlight the one perspective shift that can ignite a wildfire of transformation in your life. Let's get into it. It's so easy to feel buried under the avalanche of expert advice. Buy this workshop, download that app, follow so-and-so on this and this, and blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like setting the table with your finest dishes, but never actually serving the meal. What's missing isn't more pieces, it's the thing that brings them to life. So where do we find that missing link? It's been hiding in our faces. In the ages-old wisdom our modern world has just brushed aside. Our ancestors understood healing in a way we're just now rediscovering. Their approach wasn't about piling on more, it was about stripping away the excess and realigning with what was always there. Even modern psychology reinforces this. Without inner stability, no method is going to stick around for long. Think about the last time that you tried a new technique or a new practice, maybe a meditation, a journaling prompt, or some affirmations. It may have felt powerful at first, which is great, but then it slowly faded into the background. Have you ever wondered why? Many indigenous beliefs teach that each individual is like a thread in a massive interwoven fabric. When one thread is frayed, the entire tapestry suffers, which means your healing journey isn't just about you. It's a contribution to the well-being of everything and everyone you touch. Think of it like this. Every time you give up on yourself, you're tugging at that thread. You're making it loose in this collective cloth we're all a part of. You actually create a domino effect on everyone in your community. The flip side of that is that every time you heal a corner of your heart or mind, you're reinforcing the tapestry for everyone else too. Contrary to popular belief, we all share a great responsibility. Seeing yourself as part of something bigger helps you to commit to healing, to be convicted in it. Because you're not just fixing yourself, you're not just band-aiding anything, you're also honoring how your growth ripples out to your family, friends, workspace, and beyond. With this bigger picture mindset, this macro view on your effects, setbacks aren't personal failings, they become signals nudging you to evolve. Before we dive into the missing piece, okay, let's pause to examine why we often struggle to make real, lasting changes. It's really not about lacking knowledge, okay? We see the benefits of new habits, yet we hesitate. We fall back into old patterns or abandon them altogether. The question is, why? You can lean to science for an answer because our brains are wired with this negativity bias, a trait designed to identify potential threats before opportunity. In the old days, it helped our ancestors stay alive, but today it shows up more as self-doubt, hesitation, and playing small. Ancient wisdom gets straight to the point. There's this beautiful East African proverb that says, retrace your steps to find what you lost, which really translates to when you feel stuck, don't just force yourself forward. Instead, trace back to the root of the issue. Where did the resistance begin? What old beliefs are still running the program in your mind? That is actually where the real work begins. Now, keep that proverb in mind, bookmark that. We'll soon circle back to how you can find your way to the real work. So now that we see that indigenous traditions and psychology both point to alignment as the key to lasting transformation, what does alignment actually look like? In my opinion, it's about merging two essential forces. First one being the guiding force, your spiritual awareness. Understanding that you're more than just a thinking machine. Whether you believe it's a connection to your soul, a sense of purpose, or a role in a greater system, alignment starts with embracing the bigger picture, about looking to the macro effects of what you're doing, who you're becoming. The latter part is the structural support. Awareness alone isn't enough. Lasting change requires intention and consistency. Your brain relies on structured, practical methods to reshape your habits and reinforce new patterns. For example, if you're struggling with anxiety right now, Breathwork, which is a spiritual tool, might feel like a breakthrough. It might feel good in your body. Without also addressing the thought patterns and triggers fueling that anxiety, which is the logical approach, the relief will be temporary. When you stop breathing and doing your practice, the anxiety will creep back in. It's kind of like decorating a beautiful home, but ignoring the big-ass cracked foundation. Eventually, the problem will resurface and maybe even become bigger. All right, so let's get to it. Hercules. Let's talk about that real game changer, the piece that transformed everything we've explored so far. The reason so many people struggle to sustain healing and growth. The one shift that is going to change your life. It is a deeply rooted, unshakable why. And I know that feels really simple and like, oh, I could have thought of that, but did you? Could you? Because your why isn't just a fleeting thought or a trendy affirmation. It's something that you feel in your bones. It's the fire that keeps you moving when all the motivation and momentum fade. It's the difference between chasing change and fully embodying. There's another proverb that I love. A river that forgets its source will soon run dry. Your why is the source. And when you lose sight of it, every new habit, ritual, or breakthrough eventually will just fizzle out. When your why is clear, it fuels you like an underground spring, steady, powerful, and impossible to deplete. Let's get into some shadow work. Understanding your why is one thing, okay? We got that. Embodying it fully is another thing. Here's a simple yet very powerful process to help you uncover and, more importantly, integrate it into your daily life. I find that's where we kind of go wrong. We don't integrate or immerse ourselves in the practice. So this is why I'm going to give you this. Your why is the fire. Here's how to keep it burning. Step 1. Spark the flame. Revisit moments that made you feel alive, passionate, or at peace. Ask yourself what values, themes, or emotions were at play there. Step 2, find the fuel. Fire needs fuel, obviously. So what is yours? Is it self-expression? Is it belonging? Is it growth? It's important to get clear on what drives you at your deepest level. That's where your answer is. Now we're gonna shape the flame. Turn your insights into one defining statement. For example, I move my body because it reconnects me with my inner strength and natural wisdom. The thing is, when you say it, you gotta feel it. You gotta know it. Does that ignite something inside of you? If not, adjust it until it does, because the feeling is the secret. Now, how to keep the fire burning. Every healing practice should add fuel to your fire, not feel like another chore on your to-do list. When you meditate, when you're writing, or in movement medicine, remember the why that you're doing those things. That's what keeps the flame from burning out. Now that you hold the master key, your healing journey becomes about honoring that core purpose rather than frantically testing every method out there. And when you hit a wall, which I'm not saying you will, but you could, you embrace the lesson. You're not failing, you're just gathering more data about yourself. Revisit your why to see if the block is challenging your resolve or just showing you what to adjust, what to course correct. Just shift your lens here. With the strong why, obstacles become stepping stones. They nudge you towards your greater growth. And it's really important to blend the spirituality aspect with logic. You operate on 2 levels as a human being. Nurture your spirit through rituals, intentional action, and connection. And then you gotta train your brain through reframing, through consistent habits, through course correction. That's what gives you sustainable progress. Working together is important. And a fun fact, studies in positive psychology reveal that people who have a robust sense of purpose can actually lower their stress hormones, which means your why might literally help you to chill the fuck out on a psychological and a physiological level. Hello. By now, you see that healing isn't a haphazard mix of random techniques. It's an intentional journey guided by an unwavering sense of purpose. If this resonates, check out my previous video, which further explains how you can support your vision and stay the path. Your breakthrough is truly moments away from manifestation. I believe that in my soul. And honestly, that previous video is the perfect next step once you've tried the Find Your Why formula. Also, consider sharing this video with someone who might need a fresher perspective on why their self-help approach hasn't been working well. And if you haven't joined our community yet, subscribing ensures you'll never miss an update, especially as we explore more ways to solidify your why and expand your life's possibilities. Remember, your why isn't just a phrase on paper. It's the heartbeat, the backbone of everything that you do. The moment you honor that heartbeat, you'll see how it transforms the challenges right in front of you. You owe it to yourself and everyone your life touches to tap into that source of power. Babe, no more fumbling through endless methods hoping one might stick. Now we're building from the inside out. I believe in you, boo. See you in the next video.